Actually, very briefly, need to bring that ruling before returning to the assembly, or at least that's what his lawyer says. Obasa as speaker. His lawyer has also explained that Obasa does not plan to return to the assembly until he has obtained a judgment from court. And according to Fashanu, it could amount to an illegal step for Obasa to return to the house pending the decision of the case, which is currently before a court. Fouad, are you with us? 34 members of the Lagos State House of Assembly, and also the allegations of executive interference. What we're seeing right now regarding Mudashiru Obasa's position, at least according to his lawyer, is that he will not return to the House. Mind you, he was only removed as Speaker. He was not removed as a member of the House, so he can still be in the House. Is what would determine his return to the Assembly.
That's why he would not be out. Is he going to be going there? He's waiting to hear the court decision on whether he's going to remain a speaker or not, and all of that. So that look, only if maybe some certain conditions are met. Because again, what this has shown is that look, we've elected people, but there are people who have not elected. Shown that look, it's not just about what these assembly members do. There are forces that are bigger than these people who decide how they do their things, which is very unfortunate.
Well, very, very sad indeed. And what you said sort of opens my mind up to the fact that there's a difference between being in government and being in power. And most of these people are just in government. But are they in power? The reality that we see right now does not give us the affirmative.
It's looking like they're in government, holding power in trust for some people.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. But let's see what the court says.
We can live in denial about it. It's just the fact there are people who over the years have amassed so much power. So when you see people in government or in elected positions, it's almost like they are holding it in trust for their politics. And that's why they talk about godfatherism. And we talk about the dangers of this, but the government is not having
in these stories. I think that the rector of Ogun State Institute of Technology is very strongly against Dr. Abiodun Olusheye. He thinks that is a very wrong move. The initiative to upgrade polytechnics actually creates it. That's why take the polytechnic, so it's not like you're uneducated. Just half, but it's still in schools, and also putting
polytechnics were created in the first place. What were they trying to do? Knowledge, technical skills. Lagos State Polytechnic has been turned to a university, and some I think wrong. You know, we create a structure, we create situations, we create...
Or English, or accounting. That's not what it's for.
Why do you marketing?
Amongst others.
Or courses that have technical aspects of faith that you want people to learn.
Yeah.
For example, now, there are polytechnics that offer mass communication. I say, no, mass comm has a lot of technical areas. There's a multimedia technology that comes with it. The communication can be handled by the polytechnic. Cameramen, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of things that comes with multimedia technology, which is part of mass communication. But I've checked marketing and accounting, for example. Why is the biology of an accountant?
What?
Our accountants.
Let's move away from this story, all right? Let's move away from it. I just wanted to put the information out there so people understand.
A lot, we create processes but module it up. That's just the problem we have in the country.
Yes. Let's talk about the focus of the day before Okangwelina beats me up, and I really don't want to offend Okangwelina. Before he beats me up. So we have two stories that we're focusing on today: INEC and also the feedback or the ripple effect of the conversations around the book launch, A Journey in Service of Former Military President IBB. We do have former President Goodluck Jonathan and also former INEC head Atahiru Jega. They made statements, at a recent event talking about the lacunas that we have within our election processes. He talks about INEC as an institution resisting interference from political bigwigs. Also, he says resign the position if you know that you cannot withstand this interferences. He talks more about the judiciary as well. Unfortunately, litigation has become a strong part of our electoral processes. The fact that the vote of the people becomes somewhat useless, and we have judges who at the end of the day decide who rules the nation, thereby undermining the electoral process of voting in itself, right? It also talks about our electoral laws and the implementation of what the law says, and even we as a people, we should not allow ourselves to be bamboozled into making choices against our conscience. So what are your thoughts? How do we begin to implement all of these changes? How do we begin to release the electoral bodies from the apron string of those at the center or those at the top to ensure that the people or the person that the people want is actually who ends up with that particular mandate. And well, also the second focus for the day, but like I said, the ripple effect of the revelations made by IBB. Femi Falana, for example, who was also something of a victim during that time because he did oppose a lot of decisions that were made under IBB. He wants to sue for his incarceration at that time. And Peter Obi himself has said that I was not actively a part of that entire shenanigan that was going on. All I did was vote, as would any Nigerian who's supposed to exercise their civic responsibility. Fuad, please 2 minutes. Like I said, we've already eaten into people's time. 2 minutes, just make your final comment so we can open the phone lines.
Very simple. It's self-process. And so decided to put eminent Nigerians together to come up with a document that we can, but the entire document is there. If only we have leaders who are committed to nations that will review severally, or can we get a selfless and committed to nation committee report? It just shows that, look, as a people, we are still not yet ready for a reformed electoral process. And if we don't do something about our electoral system, in 2027, the same thing that happened in 2023 will happen. Ballot boxes will be snatched. The will of the people will be subverted. People will be intimidated from voting. Either will work or not work. Excuses will be given. After all the elections, people will go to court again, and our judges will still determine winners of election. Again, the judiciary that you can no longer trust. Have we forgotten what Adamu Bokachua told us about how the people have been going to put pressure on the wife who was then the president of the appeal court, and now they are self-disqualified. So what we have is an electoral to be corrected. We are achieving nothing. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Fuad. God bless you too. Let's open the phone line. 09136000410 is the number to call. Please send your on Facebook. Use the live chat option at mainland 98.3 FM or www.facebook.com/mainland FM. That's how you reach us on Facebook if you like. Let's take our first call for the morning. 1 minute is all that is allotted to you. Hello. Morning to you. Yes, good morning.
I support Jonathan and the back.
Okay.
I let them and we cannot do it. Mahmoud should resign now. Mahmoud should resign now. We are the National Assembly are not talking about the reform. I want to assure you, my sister, 2023 can never be like 2024. It can never agree. I support Colin as a zero IDC. Tell them Mahmoud and other people that are on the community. They are like this.
We're struggling to hear you, Kangwelina, actually. You have a bad connection.
Thank you. Okay, are you hearing me?
Okay.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
Okay. In 1887, when they brought some Igbo people bought by slave, the river state. I want to tell you that the river state, river are Igbos. Forget about this manipulation. Thank you very much. Igbo people, rivers are Igbo people, Igbos.
Okay, I don't know what I hear you say Igbo people, but I really don't know what you're telling me. Maybe send a message, or would you do that? Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Hello,
morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes.
This is Samuel calling from Kenya.
Welcome.
Quickly, I want to say something concerning what is happening in the Senate. You see, the kind of leadership that we are having in the National Assembly, I don't think it can take us anywhere. When we talk about moral, how can a Senate president, I describe him as somebody that does not think before he talks. He talks before he thinks. And that has caused a lot of problems in that Senate. You understand? You remember the last time he was making a mockery of Nigeria in the floor of the Senate, telling us that anybody that is in support of motion that let the poor go. You remember that time?
Okay, can you link it to the focus of the day, please, so that we don't, deviate, please? Yes, I need you to link it to the focus of the day. We're talking two stories. I was hoping that you were going to talk about the leadership selection process and then link it to the story, but you don't seem to want to do that. Please, we have two stories, right? We're talking about the statement that was made by former President Goodluck Jonathan Atahiru on why our electoral process continues to fail us. Many things have been highlighted. They spoke about INEC, they spoke about the judiciary, they spoke about political bigwigs and their interference in the process, and also reference we the people as well, because bad leaders don't come from good people. We choose these people, so to speak, and we also need to resist being manipulated into picking the wrong people. And we're also going to be talking about the IBB controversy with Peter Obi saying that he was not involved in the annulment of that particular election. He had no link to the individuals whose names were connected with the annulment. And even Femi Falana says that, well, he was paraded, he was treated like a criminal when he said that the annulment was wrong. And now, even after all the punishment that was meted on him, finally IBB has accepted that that particular election was won by MK Abiola, and so he wants the law to give him some sort of respite, by punishing IBB amongst other things. What are your thoughts about these two stories? Let's take another phone call. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
How are you? Good. Well done, ma'am.
Thank you.
I think Femi Falana and any other person that suffered any kind of injustice, any kind of humiliation and suppression should take IBB to court. If the Nigerian court is not trusted, I think they can go to ICC. Let Babangida pay for all the injustices he did to a lot of Nigerians. There is no time to enumerate so many things. I suffer too. I still have a scar on my neck that I escaped as I'm there from the military bullet. So let's move away. And now I want to say that what Jonathan is saying, Tʀᴇ is saying, is not what we have been saying here. Do not allow the sitting president, whether directly or indirectly, to have any say in the choice of INEC chairman, in the choice of the chief justice, in the choice of inspector general of police. These are the three organizations that always make sure that the will of the... Why is it that America did not go to court? Ghana did not go to court. Other people did not go to court when they were electing their president. We have to stop all this and do the right thing. Otherwise, they are just beating about the bush. We can't go anywhere. That's what Senate should be doing now. Not fighting women up and down by Fabio.
Thank you so much for calling.
And make that possible.
Thank you for calling. You have a wonderful day. 0913-6000410 is the number to dial if you'd like to speak to us this morning on Mainland Focus. You can also join the live stream at Mainland 98.3 FM on Facebook and use the live chat option for your submission. You have 1 minute. Tell me your name, where you're calling from, and let's hear what you have to say. Hello.
Good morning. My name is Peter. I'm calling from Abanojo.
Nice to have you. Go ahead.
And Goodluck Jonathan and INEC. I think the problem is not INEC judiciary, as he said, in Nigeria and Africa, as it were. But the problem is about corruption and bad governance, and of course non-sensitization of the electorate by the incumbents of the electoral body, whether in Nigeria or any part of the world, especially Africa. Then, after that is the big launch. If they want to take, IBB to court, those who want to take IBB to court can take him to court. But it is unnecessary, in my own opinion. We don't need to fight over the field milk. You understand? So it's very unnecessary. Let us move on as, some people have suggested. There's no way to bring back those lives that have been lost. After all, the man has said that he actually annulled the election. And the only problem is that he reported a lot of facts concerning the military coup, the first military coup, being an Igbo coup. He reported that fact. And the other things too.
Thank you so very much for calling. We appreciate you. And please, case in note, he did not say he annulled it. He said that it was annulled under his administration, and so he takes responsibility for it. The semantics there is also something that is up for debate. But let's see what happens. Hello.
Hello, Lady Sage.
Good morning to you.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
My name is M쏘ɪᴜᴜ calling you from abroad.
Welcome.
You see, the candidate is taking responsibility. Did he apologize? The answer is no. So, as I told you, on my Facebook last week. I said you beat the drum. You'll be dancing to that drum, the eternity comes. Maybe the day of judgment is coming nearer, the man is confessing. We wanted to know how the day of judgment will be. But when you listen to what the God say against you now, I don't think God, maybe God can forgive you. But you have offended a lot of Nigeria. How guys you refuse to apologize? So for me, if I want to go to court, straight to the court. Get into the court, you might offend a lot of Nigeria.
Thank you.
Tell a lot of lies. What I'm talking about.
Thank you so very much for calling, Prince Wise. Wonderful to have you. Hello. 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 Okay, do call back. Hello.
Every day about the election.
Hey, wait. Relax.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. Your name, please.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning. Tell me your name.
Okay, so my name is Joshua. I'm calling from Ikoyi.
All right. Welcome.
Okay, so this is my thought. First and foremost, I want to very quickly commend Fuad. I've been listening to England FM, and I think I listen to radio, listen to the television, and listen to an analyst that I think Fuad stands out. So I want to comment, and I hope to get his number someday and this or some other issue personally. But let me just say this, unless and until we are able to do something about our electoral system, we are not going anywhere. Like someone said, if the president continues to have the power to appoint INEC chairman, appoint the inspector general of police, appoint the attorney general of immigration, who also acts as the minister of justice, and all these guys being appointed by the president, who also will serve the interests of Mr. President and the party that the president belongs. We are not getting anywhere. And I hear people talk about this in the system. Unless you do something about it, we will not let all the political parties come together to form alliance against the president. The president will win again. As long as these other guys are there to help him out.
Thank you so much for calling. Thank you so much. Wonderful to hear from you. Hello.
Good morning, Jay.
Yes, good morning to you.
My name is Robert.
Welcome.
This IBB book that he said he took responsibility for the annulment of June 12th. I know quite all right that it was M쏘ɪᴜᴜ who was the NEC, is it not NEC, National Electoral Commission, not INEC, chairman and then. And he was not the one that made that pronouncement. So who made the pronouncement that the election has been annulled? Who made that pronouncement? From whose special mouth did we get that announcement? Because he was referring to Abacha. Abacha was not the president then. He was under Buhari as the chief of defense or something like that. Who made that pronouncement that the 12th election has been cancelled? They should ask Babangida why he is another thing. It will not confuse us, so I will not be able next time.
Thank you.
That's my knowledge.
Thank you so much for calling. Let's read messages, all right? We have quite a few here. It's obvious. I'm reading from WhatsApp now, by the way. It's obvious that the likes of IBB and Medi should be behind bars right now. However, it's a great irony to hear some of us complaining about the absurd and very irritating gathering of people that contributed to destroying Nigeria and taking us over 100 years backward in the name of a book launch. I'm surprised that even those that are still involved in very obvious ways of setting our democratic process backwards are complaining. Those who did the magic of the selective transmission of results of the election by the so-called IREV in 2023 elections are complaining about the works of IBB against the nation. It's a shame to all of us. Steve Ofere from Ijaniki. Good morning, dear presenter. When you are on a journey to look for your debtors, you might as well meet those that you are owing. That may be the case of Obasa, as they all knew one dirty thing about each other. Thank you very much. We appreciate your insight, but that's not the focus of the day. We have another message here. Good morning, Mainland Radio. I'm Stevie Kellu from Maryland. On IBB's book, I think that VP Yemi Osibanjo, as MC par excellence at the venue, humorously hit hard on the past military leaders and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu about regrouping of guys irrespective of dirty past. Let Nigerians be wise. IBB did not say anything new. Let's forgive him and let's move on. Thank you very much, Steve. I'll read a message from Awolo Christopher. Awolo Christopher from Shogunle says, Barrister Falana suing IBB is his right. It will keep us uselessly busy as usual, keeping us away from the reality of our terrible existence. For me, IBB did well more than any other leader of Nigeria. Most of the monumental developments in Nigeria could be attributed to IBB. Certainly, the IBB government is far better than what we have today. The only snag on the IBB side is the annulment of the June 12 presidential election. Thank you very much, Christopher. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
I just want to follow the line of the last caller.
Tell us your name, sir. Please tell me your name. Hello, tell me your name, please.
I said Chooks calling.
Chooks, okay. Go ahead, please. But, sir, we can barely hear a word that you're saying. It's very muffled.
The line of bad, not caller. I mean, you guys, you are feeling good.
Sir, I'm going to need you to call us back. Please, call us back. All right, you have your full 1 minute. We can barely hear a word you're saying. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, sir. My name is Mazi Chinedum Obi. I'm calling from Iju.
Good morning, sir.
God bless you.
Yeah.
Let me first of all talk about Babangida's book launch. I think now he has made it clear that the coup wasn't an Igbo coup. What next? Shall we sweep it under the carpet? After a lot of damage, a lot of atrocities, a lot of killings, a lot of denials have been made against Igbos. What next? Let there be restitution. And let him go further to tell us what happened. Secondly, on the INEC and the judiciary, unless we get it right, the present crop of lawmakers we have cannot give us a good electoral reform because they are donated by a particular party that will like the statistical to remain so that they will go back. I think we need to have an independent judiciary. The appointment of the Chief Justice should not be by the President. The appointment of the Inspector General of Police should not be from the Presidency. The appointment of INEC Chairman and other national commissioners should not be from the Presidency. Until we get it right, we are not going anywhere. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much for calling. Hello. Oh, I was not able to take that. I'm sorry. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you. Good morning.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
What about friend Fuad?
He's well, thank you.
Okay, God bless all of you.
Yes.
I am Barrister Peter Nku. I'm calling from Mende, Maryland.
All right. Go ahead, please.
Yes. On the issues we are focusing on, I'm very happy because these are very genuine issues that are very, very important to the future existence and the past events that have happened in this country. You see, on what President Jonathan said, it is very certain that election processes in this country it may waste of time unless what those things Jonathan referred to are done or corrected, because right now our election process is sick to the bone marrow.
Thank you for calling.
So thinking of conducting election in 2023 is going to fail unless those recommendations are corrected.
All right, thank you very much. Let's give other people a chance as well. Hello. Hello, please turn down the volume on your radio.
Yeah, hello, say good morning.
Good morning to you.
John from Moba.
Yes.
Honestly, Babangida is supposed to be in jail now. If he were to be in a very continue to cry. Let me not berate Nigeria that we are not seeing. We are seeing people. It's only that the operators are behaving in such a manner that suggests that there's something wrong with the wrong upstairs with the honesty. I won't think that we will, because what Babangida did, he postponed the election 3 times. And finally acknowledged it when he conducted it. And borrowed money for IMF. And the money of Naira, the money he borrowed, no accountability yet. But the Gov for not being accountable, now he's still blame.
Thank you.
And people are clapping and sitting down to clap for him.
Thank you very
much. So the electoral process says there are state cultures that are more richer than Nigerians. That is how the final process of electoral performance.
Thank you for calling, Mr. John. Thank you. You have a wonderful day. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Morning to you.
My name is M쏘ɪᴜᴜ Fᴏᴜᴜ.
Yes.
The truth of the matter about Peter Obi, nobody to blame Peter Obi. Peter Obi doing what he can do. If people are not blaming Peter Obi, if you look at most of the area of Peter Obi, is their APC member. I'm telling you. Because if they blame Peter Obi, people are not, say, I will take it to court because he suffer for it. He go to jail because of it. If the president, he said he suffer for it, but he was the one clapping for what the Babangida did when he said he was fighting that they are not Abiola Jᴏɪᴜ. That was already they are happy they were fighting. But the president of the country who was fighting that is to get Fᴜᴜ to take the Babangida to court. He is number one. Only people that what the man did there was right. Now they are blaming Peter Obi. God will get all of them. Thank you.
All right. Hello. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Yeah. I just want to talk about.
Sir, can you please tell me your name and where you're calling from?
And this is 괏ᴏᴏᴡ Fᴜᴜᴜ.
All right.
If you are looking at that electoral act, Jonathan was in power for more than 6 years or 5 years, a case may be. You have the instrument of the power and you have machinery of the power also to make it work perfect when he was in power, but he didn't do it. Why did I say? If you go to our electoral act now, both electoral offense and electoral guidance was put in the same document. And most of the lawyers cannot even comprehend it. How are they going to get it right? And look at the multiple party system we are even operating in Nigeria. The reason why we are saying that election of 92 is more credible today because we have only 2 political structures. That all the agents of the party presented in the polling unit. Like now, we are talking about the polling unit. If you go to some remote area now, some party may not even have agents, but they are also supporting other political parties to even get program, to not even have a proper record. These are the issues here. Let me go back to our drawing board and have a 2 political parties and have an electoral process that are simple and more comprehensive to understand.
Thank you. Thank you very much. 2 political parties. Is that safe to have 2 parties? I know we operate a multi-party system here in Nigeria, right? Is it safe to just have 2 political parties? I don't know. Although that's what... Never mind. Let's take another phone call before we read messages. Hello.
Good morning.
Madam Ife, how are you?
I'm very well. I like 2 parties.
You like 2-party system?
Yes.
Why?
If you are making SDP and NRC in this country, it's all this shenanigans we are seeing now will not be there.
All right. Well, talk to me about the focus of the day.
I will fully be thought of it. Somebody who called, you read the test or whatever. That the only offense he had in this his administration was the annulment of June 12th. Otherwise, he really set up those 2 parties very well. Very, very well. That followed this, Nigeria will not be where we are today. And I'm very sure it's regretting it. Anyway, I want to talk about Jega. Yesterday I was watching them and Jonathan, they were sitting by
we betrayed him to be a keynote speaker. Only for
For a political landscape act and the people that you're supposed to govern? Is your loyalty supposed to be to the person that aided you to get that position, or the people that you're supposed to serve? I really wish that there would be a conversation around that, and so we can really understand that, does it matter of the in, and talk to us about what charges do you think would be brought against? Would it be violation of human rights? What would the charges, right? I'm also curious about that. If a lawyer can call in, give us perspective into these issues, it will make me very happy. But let me read Facebook messages. Yes, John Bernard Ohi on Facebook says, on the issue of IBB, how can a man, after he committed atrocities, make a confession by writing a book, and he ends up getting 17 billion naira as a donation in a country where the law should face the law for coming out now to make it known to the whole world after 32 years that MK Abiola won the June 12, 1993 general election? Says, good morning, Ʀᴏᴜ Fᴏᴜ. The problem we're having with our past leaders, Nathan has the power to change our electoral law, but he did not do it. Now he's telling us the way forward. Same President Tinubu, before he became a president, kept talking about resource control, talking about Nigeria's reform. Today he's in the position to do it, but he's silent. Who is deceiving who? Benjamin from Shogunle. Thank you, Benjamin. Ralphie War AGK says, good morning. Believe it or not, Babangida and Abacha regime, which happens to be seen as the worst government then, is far better than Buhari and Tinubu's government and what we're having today. All right, AGK, thank you. Christopher F. Young says, good morning, Ʀᴏᴜ Fᴏᴜ. Many Nigerians are calling for electoral reform. I would ask, who will bail the cat? Is it on non-politicians or politicians that have benefited from this bad system of government? They've planted themselves, which they will take over power and tell you to go to court. I think at this point, what we need to do is checkmate and hold politicians accountable in their various offices. I also think that democracy in Nigeria is gradually going home to rest. Goodluck Jonathan is on point with what he said, but who will pay attention to his comment? Lagos State Assembly just entered part 2. Thank you very much for your comment. Prince Leo Ozoma on Facebook also says, top of the morning to you, Ʀᴏᴜ Fᴏᴜ. It's not in doubt that our electoral process is fraught. And unfortunately, for us as a people who are supposed to reform the fraught process at the major beneficiaries and in the majority, we're stuck. Instead of the Senate to be discussing credible electoral reform, they're busy talking about who gets to sit here and there, intimidating a lady, a fellow senator. What an irony. Finally, the president should be stripped of the responsibility of appointing INEC chairman. The CJN, again, any electoral infringement or manipulation should attract capital punishment. It's malicious, it's wicked, it's preposterous, it's unthinkable, beyond imagination for anyone to link Peter Obi to June 12 debacle. And I ask, so people can maliciously go to this extent in politics? It is well, Leo Zoma from Isolo, Lagos. Michael Oria says, good morning, Sage. If Buhari had followed what Goodluck Jonathan did in terms of electoral reform, Nigeria would have been a better place. GEJ appointed Professor Jega without knowing him. Prof. Mike from Chicago, USA. Thank you very much for your contribution. Hello, morning to you. Yes, nice to have you. Your name, please.
Good morning. It's Samuel calling back.
Okay. Yeah, your connection was bad earlier. Yeah, talk to me.
Yes. Quickly, let me say something. Talking about the leadership selection in Nigeria. You see, the problem we have is that we are talking about electoral act. Who are the people that are in the position to amend the constitution to make sure that the president did not appoint the INEC chairman and other people? Is it not our legislators? What are they doing about that? So, you see, until we are ready, we are moving nowhere. Because it's all about personal interest. It's not about the nation building. You can see what is happening. When somebody will serve a state for 8 years, what he's thinking next is for him to go to the National Assembly. How did you expect that kind of person to go and make law that will make him irrelevant in Nigeria? We are joking. Because those people going there, they are going there just to make sure that the status quo remains the same, so that they will continue, you understand, with the atrocity that they are committing in Nigeria. So until when we are ready, I'm telling you, my sister, we are moving nowhere.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Have a beautiful morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Shola. I'm calling from Ikeja this morning.
Yes.
Yes, the last caller, I like us to provide solutions. I enjoyed what he provided. But the issue now is that now we are talking about electoral reform because all this boils down to the kind of leadership we are having. Mm-hmm. You understand? Because if you notice from past, now we can say that even this government is better than the one that came after it, and each government keeps getting worse. Mm-hmm. So now the issue is that until there's a revolutionary movement, it doesn't have to. What I mean when I say revolution, people try to run away from it. It's a kind of idea. You understand? So people that have a group of people that have a vision. To turn things around. Look at, just imagine somebody like Sᴏᴜᴏ having like 20 or 30 Sᴏᴜᴏ in Nigeria. Until then, see all this present set of leaders we have is taking Nigeria nowhere. That is just the truth.
Thank you very much for your call.
Is the solution. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Well, since we are talking about our legislators' rights, do well to join the recap at 10 a.m. Cordelia Okwe is going to be joined by Barrister Libros Oshoma. They will talk about what's going on at the Senate, talk about Natasha Akpoti, the face-off with the Senate president, and also the fact that the Ethics Committee has been brought into this and the likelihood of a court case, amongst other things. So join the recap so you can have an understanding of what the legislators, or the rules that the legislators are to abide by, and how to handle fallouts like this one, and also how it is a major distraction from the job that they have been put there to do. So join the recap at 10 a.m. for an idea what is expected of our legislators and how they are handling the affairs of legislation, the ones that have been dropped on their shoulders. 10 a.m. the recap with Cordelia Okwe. We're going back to taking contributions now. It's Mainland Focus on Mainland 98.3 FM. I'm Sage Babalola. Two stories is at the fore. We're talking about Peter Obi and Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana. Femi Falana, for one, is saying that he would invoke the law so that IBB can pay for the punishment that was meted out on him when he opposed the annulment of the election, the one that IBB now claims Moshood Abiola won. We also have Peter Obi, who has been name dropped in the annulment process, and he denies it. He said, all I did was vote. I had nothing to do with the annulment. So we're asking the question, should we move on from this incident 32 years after? Should we move on? Or what do you think about the fact that we're not instituting cases against IBB? What would the charges be normally, right? What sort of punishment do we expect to be meted out on the former military president? Should we just focus on how we can rectify these mistakes, or do we spend time trying to see to it that some level of punishment is given to those who have been or who are alleged to have been involved in that particular annulment? We're also having a conversation around the expectations of our electoral bodies, or our electoral body, INEC. Former President Goodluck Jonathan, Ataru Jaga, who once headed INEC, are saying that we have many problems within that system. The Electoral Act needs to be amended. INEC needs to be independent and free from the interference of the executive. We also have conversations around we the people ourselves, allowing ourselves to be manipulated, amongst other things. How do we make sure that the judiciary makes the right decisions? Because many of the intra-party and inter-party issues that we have in one way or the other have been linked to conflicting court judgments that have seen unrest in certain parts. How do we ensure synergy between the courts, and also how the pronouncement of the court is according to the rule of law, the one that they are supposed to be upholding? Tell me your name, where you're calling from, and let me hear what you have to say about these two issues. 0913 6000 410. Hello. 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 Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning.
All right, good morning to you.
My name is Ajibola, calling from Ikola.
Welcome.
Until, I love what somebody said, until we all rise up and challenge these people, headlock, that is when this nation will move forward. If somebody has the boldness and the effrontery to make that kind of declaration, confession, because you know that nothing will happen. That is why somebody will bring somebody from fourth position, fourth, and supersede the person that became fourth in undemocratic settings. That is why, because they know that nothing will happen. That's why they are taking the Nigerians for granted. If we say somebody can do that and go scot-free, if you can't punish somebody for doing that, I'm telling you, and we have a reward for failure. People are donating money for him. everybody will want to move according to that plan. That okay, even if I do the work, one day they will still come and celebrate me. That is why we do. That is why this nation is moving down the drain every time, because we keep on celebrating mediocrities. We keep on celebrating failures. So until we start punishing these people one after the other, challenging them headlong, fight for our nation back, this nation will continue to go down as it's going down. I pray we won't end up in a ditch one day.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Simon. I'm calling from Kitwa.
All right.
Let me start from where the last caller stopped. We don't have the type of people that will ensure electoral reform that will bring about justice in this country. Someone that benefited from a fraudulent electoral reform, don't expect me to do justice to that kind of thing. Number two, in a country where Minister of Federal Capital Territory is building homes for judges, the president is increasing judges' salary. The president is telling those people that are weak that they should go to court. Which court are they going to? You see, somebody that benefited from fraudulent practices, fraudulent electoral system can never. The only thing that can save Nigeria from this rubbish is electronic voting. Where you see that in the comfort of your home and vote in your own person.
Thank you.
In this type of person, those who believe in that system of government, those people that are using that to rig the election.
Thank you very much for calling. We appreciate you. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, good morning. Good morning.
Yeah. I'm Mr. from Sūľ.
Yes.
Yes. Father, I'm going to court again to find how to prosecute Babangida. I think he's right. I think it's right to do that. It is right to do it. And a lot of people too that suffered to go to court to take him to court. As many as possible, a lot of people will go to court and challenge him because he confessed. He confessed that Abiola's election was all right, was okay. And it was annulled under his watch. That's actually criminal. I think they should go to court. I think they should go to court and find redress.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you for your insight. Hello. Yes, good morning.
You asked an important question. Please let me keep in. They should take him to the ICPC and charge him for committing crimes against humanity. That's just from over.
All right. Hello. Hello.
What we are seeing now is that the right to charge ICPC to court. The book reviewer is a lawyer. In the values of lawyers and our legal in that stadium, the executive is represented by the president. So if you go to court, what are you going to do? We should move on. But let us revisit this report. Let us put pressure according to the promise by the state government to implement the recommendation of milk. And finally, about what Jonathan just said, they are on point. But the tree may not be able to work because we have to go back to the National Assembly.
Thank you very much for calling. We appreciate you for your insight. Hello. Hello. All right, do call back if that was you. 091360000410. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Morning, Dr.
Yes.
What's up, Madam Lɪਧᴇ?
Oh, she's well. She's well.
Okay. Yes. On the issue of Babangida. Yes. Babangida commits a lot of setback to Nigeria. In fact, since 1993, we have not been getting it right. We all know that. In fact, no election after that election has been benefited to Nigeria. Democracy is in shambles. But let's ask ourselves, the political leaders that have been leading us from that time, what have they achieved? This is where we find ourselves. They push us to a country where somebody says still 200 million. They put it into the free bargain. So what are we saying? You see, there's no sincerity. All the leaders, they are not having the interest of our country. Neither the citizens. They only after themselves. It's not only for Nigeria himself. The leaders up to today, what have they done for us? That's the question. When you mix, you see, the idea, you see, that's why I continue to say, the democracy we are running is in trouble in this country. It's benefiting the airlines, and it's making the poor poorer. That is where we find ourselves. And now we're going to be separated from them. It is only God. Because we're incapacitated. Because the power is in their hand. My sister, have a nice day.
You have a better one. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Congolina.
Welcome.
You see, the problem with the problem I have with the IBB book launch and everything about him is that my problem is with the people that even went there to indulge him. All the politicians, everybody that went there to contribute money, 17 billion. Are you saying that IBB, somebody that was head of state, and I know the kind of money that he made that time. Are you saying that he doesn't have that kind of money to do whatever library he wants to do? People still pack that money and give to him. When there are many people who don't have money to go to school, if you tell them not to contribute money for children that want to go to university free, they will not. But they will go and give somebody who has hold Nigeria to where it is now. I'm very annoyed with all those politicians, everybody that was there, including the president that was there. They're not helping us.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning to you too. Hello.
Hello. Good morning, Baba.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, Chris, calling from Ojo.
Yeah.
Yeah, in as much as I want to focus on the June 12th saga, let me just quickly chime in on the electoral reforms issue. I think that it's very, very necessary. And most times I hear people talking about electoral reforms. But sometimes, prior to that 2022 elections, we also forget that there were a lot of people who registered for their PVC. And some of them, they didn't get their PVC because of the kind of politics you play in this country. You go to the local government secretariat, and they're supposed to give you a PVC. Some of those PVC are hard, but they will deny you. They say, oh, Igbo, this and that. Because they believe that most Igbo this thing, they vote against the APC. Most of them, these things were denied. I have my own. I know how I sacrifice from work, always going to get my PVC. And not just me alone, my colleagues as well. You understand? And it's someone that just went yesterday, they will quickly give them their PVC because they believe they're going to vote for one particular party. These people, they're always voting against one particular party. You understand? These things are very, very necessary. And we all heard how a lot of times after the election, where they saw a lot of PVC in Anambra, some in Lagos, thousands and thousands. People keep saying, oh, many people registered and they did not vote. Do you know what they passed through? Do you know the kind of frustration they passed through? So as much as we try to enlighten people about we are pushing for electoral reforms, we should really push for these things. There are a lot of injustice being done at the secretariat as well. Some of the PVC that people do not get them, they are still there, but they willingly deny them their PVC. So going forward in 2027, this thing should be sorted out. You understand?
All right. Thank you very much. These allegations that have been leveled will definitely be looked into, at least as we prepare for the next election. Thank you very much. I just really wanted to give you time to air these concerns of yours. Thank you for calling. I'll take 2 more phone calls and then we finish with messages. Hello.
How are you, my dear Carol?
Good morning to you, sir. Nice to have you.
IPPU are advising not to do because the engineering from Yaba will open more kind of work. IPP want to have the library launch. That's why he said all that. It is deeper than what he said, and he has also paraphrased it that it was the Provisional Ruling Council of the day that caused it. It's because he was a leader that he owned up that he accepted his mistake. You have to, when you want to take him to court, take the old Provisional Ruling Council and all the people that he mentioned to court, dead or alive. If he can't go to court, it will open more kind of work, and it will not help Nigeria. I say it I'm a military person. I'm saying you shouldn't go to court. Let the sleeping dog lie. Concerning constitutional review issue, please let every political party be right, their life. Open your eyes. Whatever they bring to you during the election, study it very well and go to polls with it. These people are not ready to amend anything or give you anything. It's another administration that will give us good electoral.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. I think the message there is read what they bring to you. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you.
Okay. And
They're wonderful. Tell me your name, please.
This is Mr. from organization.
All right.
See, every of my message always touches electoral reform. And that is one of the focal points we are discussing today. But the unfortunate thing with it is that because people that should have made some legislation that will affect positively the life of Nigerians are those who are hell-bent to hold on to these electoral rules, through which they manipulate many things. And that one of our challenges today is that how do we get it right? Now that people that are supposed to be representing us are against us, those who ought to be fighting for the interests of people are those who are hell-bent to know that people are more impoverished, people are urbanized. So what are we going to do at this point? That's my question, because they ought to be fighting for the interests of people, but they are hell-bent to pursue their own interests. So what do we do at this point? That is my question.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you. So one more phone call before we stop taking phone calls. 091360000410. We have our last caller for the day. Hello.
Good morning, Sage.
Yes, good morning to you.
Yeah, this is Chris from KJ.
All right.
My greetings to Fuad and Medimo.
Yes.
First of all, on Obi is popular. So what these guys are trying to do is to make him unpopular before the next election. That's why they keep going. And Jonathan too and Jega, they made a point. But we all know that the powers that be are the problem we're having, because I believe that God will give us one day.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Have a better one. Thank you so much for calling. That's as much as we can take when it comes to phone calls. But the conversation doesn't end. There's some sort of continuity on this conversation. So please do well to join the recap at 10. Barrister Libros Oshoma would be on the recap with Cordelia Ogwe and Joseph Olorenshaw as they attempt to make sense of what's going on at the National Assembly, with a lot of highlight on the standoff between Godswill Akpabio, Senate President, the National House of Assembly, and also what the law says regarding this particular standoff, right? Are we going to see a court case? What does the rule say about this interaction? How could it have been better handled? And then I believe this will also be linked to the responsibility of our National Assembly. But let me read the messages that we have on WhatsApp. We have good luck Jonathan and Jega are just crying foul when they did nothing at the appropriate time. Who will formulate the electoral law? Is it these legislators that are standing on the mandate of the president? To expect these rubber stamps to reform the electoral law is like passing the head of a bull through the eye of a needle. Elder Godwin Mimchuku from Ogun State. Thank you very much. Assembly. I know it happened twice. I'm so sorry. I was talking about the National Assembly. We do have Nigeria's electoral process is indeed vulnerable to manipulation by INEC and the judiciary, as evident in the 2023 election. To restore integrity to the system, it's crucial to grant INEC full independence from the sitting president and the ruling party. This would ensure that individuals with a conscience are entrusted with the responsibility of overseeing election rather than those with vested interest. Regarding IBB's confession in his book is a sentiment shared by by many that it's time to forgive and move on. Pursuing legal action against him at this stage may be seen as a waste of time and resources. Instead, efforts should focus on addressing the current challenges facing Nigeria's electoral process, particularly with regards to Mahmood Yakubu's tenure as INEC chairman. To achieve meaningful reform, Nigeria must prioritize electoral reform, including granting INEC independence, ensuring that INEC operates without interference from the sitting president or the ruling party, strengthening the electoral laws, closing loopholes and ambiguities that can lead to electoral malpractices, promoting transparency, assuring that electoral processes are open, transparent and accountable. By addressing these challenges, Nigeria can move towards more credible and transparent electoral process and ultimately a stronger democracy. Andrew from Ayobo is the author of that particular message. We do have Sage, I agree with you fundamentally. I watched Femi Falana last night and I must say I'm in support of his decision. If there's no punishment for crimes committed, then any one of us can easily come out and just confess and be left alone. Sage, IBB committed treason and should also be charged for crimes because there will be civil unrest. There was civil unrest after the annulment. Ordinarily, insulting the president or any government officials on social media, now they will look for you and they will arrest you. James Ogbona from Oshodi there. All right, thank you very much. Let's read one more. Okay. Good morning, Sage and Fuad. On IBB's book and confession, it's very clear that there is no true justice in the country because by normal standard of the law, IBB and others behind the June 12th annulment should have been arrested and be appearing in court by now. But does this government have the capability? Until we set things right in the country, we will continue to move round and round in circles and nothing will work out. Damilola from Alaba there with a message. Kayode from Ikotun says, Sage, good morning. It's quite unfortunate that the current electoral laws do not have any hidden flaws, but it's only the politicians that don't want to align with the situation report from the electoral laws or even attempt to make it work. Let the people and politicians have a change of mindsets to election processes and procedures. That's all the messages I can take. I apologize if I couldn't take yours. It's just so much to read, but I do the best that I can. The conversation continues at 10 with Cordelia Oakways, the recap. Joseph Fᴏᴜᴜ will be joining the program as well, alongside the guest, Barrister Libros Oshoma. They'll talk about the National Assembly, the Senate, our legislators, their modus operandi, with a lot of highlights, like I said before, on the situation between Godswill Akpabio and Senator Natasha Akpoti. What does the law say regarding imbroglios like this one between members of the Senate? So stick around at 10. You'd enjoy that particular conversation. Well, I'm stepping aside right now for the recap, but not to worry, we'll be back at 12 for global news so that you can have an update on what's going on within our polity, both national and international stories. The Morning Express continues. My name is Sage Babalola. You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. We'll be back with more conversations.